going through this process of trying to contract out work has reminded us like why we like to do things ourselves.
Yeah. Why Tim likes to do things.
I'm thankful for bad contractors. Like, not saying that any of the contractors that we got quotes from about the porch or the siding are bad, but I'm just saying over the years, bad contractors, have been a part of why I've learned how to do so much.
That's right.
Because, we end up, hiring contractors and they do half a job, or they finish the job, but it's not satisfactory. It's not, to the level that we wanted, based off how much money we had to spend. And so I would have to go back and either fix stuff after the contractors, or I would just have to take the job over because they would do a couple days of work and then they would find another job and try to tie 2 or 3 jobs up at the same time.
Hear from them
and you never hear from them again.
I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive.
What's going on, I.A.G Farm family? We've actually been trying to pick the camera up for a while now to make this video, but There's been so much going on that we hadn't had a chance to pick the camera up. And we really want to give y'all an update on the siding job that we got a quote on, or kind of got a quote on for Emma, because y'all know that we're trying to do a project on the siding, whether that's painting it, whether that's replacing it, before we start on our porch. And we also are going to be doing a siding job on our barn. And the barn siding is kind of what got us going, because we were like, hey, what if we do the siding on the barn the same as we're going to do it on our house, and everything will kind of tie into one another. And so we just want to pick the camera up and kind of give y'all an update, because it's like going through this process of trying to contract out work has reminded us like why we like to do things ourselves.
Yeah. Why Tim likes to do things.
I'm thankful for bad contractors. Like, not saying that any of the contractors that we got quotes from about the porch or the siding are bad, but I'm just saying over the years, bad contractors, have been a part of why I've learned how to do so much.
That's right.
Because, we end up, hiring contractors and they do half a job, or they finish the job, but it's not satisfactory. It's not, to the level that we wanted, based off how much money we had to spend. And so I would have to go back and either fix stuff after the contractors, or I would just have to take the job over because they would do a couple days of work and then they would find another job and try to tie 2 or 3 jobs up at the same time.
Never hear from them again.
And you never hear from him again. One time we had a contractor. He was doing a sheetrock for us in our house in the city, at our ministry house, and he was finishing the sheetrock. And he said that he had an appointment. He said his son had a football game. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
And he said his son had a football game. And so we're like, okay, man, go, take care of your son, do all that type of stuff. You holler back at us when you're done. And so, we were thinking like, okay, he had his son's football game. So, we can go on about our business and not have to worry about meeting him at the job site. And so he called us that day that he was supposed to be at the football game. And he was like, where y'all at?
Yeah, so he called me and he told me about the son's football game. Then that morning he called Tim and he was like, where y'all at? I'm here, I'm waiting on y'all.
Right.
And
I was like, I thought you were at your son's football game. So what happened is that he thought that we were somebody else.
That he had a job. He thought I was somebody else. Yeah.
Exactly right. And so he was calling me trying to do my job, but he had told Megan for her job, which was the same one, but he had got it mixed up.
Mixed up.
Right. And he told her, like, I got a son's football game and he's going to come do the work for me and then, go. Right. So he just lied pretty much and got caught up, and it was an awkward day that day, because I was just sitting there watching him, like looking like, you lying joker. But he got the job done. And he didn't have a son's football game to go to. He was just trying to get out of the work for that day and go do another job. But he was thinking they were
That's who he told. He was trying to get rid of one job to do another job.
That's
but
right.
He ended up calling the wrong person.
He ended up catching himself up. For real. Got caught in a lie. But anyway, but it's a reason why we like to do stuff ourselves. And this process has kind of reminded us why we like to do stuff ourselves. And so I think what I want to do first is just kind of walk y'all around one more time and show y'all the siding that's there. And then while we're walking around, and or after we get done, we'll kind of, you know, tell y'all about the quotes, how much it was, and if we're gonna go with that quote, and all those details. So let me just turn y'all around and show y'all what we're working with so far, and then we'll talk to you about the quotes, and we'll talk to you about what decision we made. All right, so as y'all can see, the siding is not bad, especially on this side. I don't know why they didn't do the other side like they did this one.
Yeah, it looks so much better to have the that variation continue all the way throughout, you know. And so, but you'll see when we get to the other side why it looks different or how it looks different. But yeah, this side looks really good, and even the front of it, it's in good shape.
And it all looks good. Like I said, the other side just needs to be clean, but y'all will see that. But you can see the siding is not in bad shape. Like I say, our goal was just to try to, like, you know, spice things up a little bit. We've done freshen it up, exactly, because we've done so much work on the inside that we were thinking, like, let's just make this thing look brand new all the way around.
Right. And like you said before, with doing the barn siding, we figured it was an opportunity to get them to like match and like look the same and kind of play off of one another and everything, tie in together and look the same. And since we were already going to be doing siding on the barn, we said, what if we replace the siding on Emma? So that's kind of what the idea was. But there's some other options, you know, instead of replacing the siding, that we could do when we replace the barn to make sure that they look good and tie in together.
That's right. And so yeah, we're just kind of walking y'all around because we don't know if y'all caught the first video or not when we talked about the siding. But as you can see, nothing is wrong with the siding. It may have a little defect, a little dent here and there. Like, exactly right. like something like that right there every now and then. But you can't really tell. Like I said, looking from that angle, it just really needs to be pressure washed. And the siding is good. But like I said, we're about to build this amazing porch, and this is the other side we're telling y'all about. You see, the other end of the mobile home has like the detail and the design like the front, but for some reason this side is just bare like that, which is not a problem, plain. Like I said, all it needs is a good pressure washing, and the skirting still looks good. And like I said, we already, when we got this skirting put on, we knew that this skirting was temporary because we knew that we were going to be building porches and, you know, expanding and different things like that. And so we are still going back and forth about what type of skirting we want to do for the permanent skirting. We're thinking about like some type of stone or some type of cinder block or something like that.
Something brick or stone or cinder block, like he said. That's something, you know, we think would be a little bit more durable.
That's right.
Than just the siding. You know, if you get too close, the skirting that's here now.
Can't hit it with the weed eater. Yeah.
Exactly. If you get too close to it, you're going to ding it up. You know, you kick the soccer ball at it or something like that.
Yeah, raccoon break in overnight. But yeah, there's a defect here. But like I say, this is all the way on the back and nobody really is gonna notice that. I don't know, some type of you know, machine or something. It's like some claw marks, Jurassic Park. For real. Tyrannoraptor tried to break in. But you can see in there, a lot of these screws are kind of rusty as well. I don't know, like I say, it depends on how detailed I want to get, because I can come through and unscrew a screw and screw a new one, unscrew a screw, screw a new one, and replace all those screws if they don't want to hold paint. So that's one of the things. Like I said, they might hold paint and look fresh, but we'll see at that point. And then, like I say, if we were trying to decide what we were going to do as far as the siding, and those are some of the reasons that we wanted to replace it. You had the screws, then you had like a little hole right there. Like I said, we can just put a little caulk in there and that'll be fine. But like I say, the siding is not in bad shape at all. The skirting is not in bad shape. We could even paint the skirting if we wanted to. But our goal was to kind of get some quotes and see, because we were thinking about just painting the siding, and we want to go with like a real soft paint, nothing too bright. We don't want to go with like a bright white or anything like that. Like a soft gray, probably lighter even than this right here. Like a gray, kind of like that right there. And y'all know, like, our color scheme in the inside, we've done a lot of like black stainless steel, charcoal gray and things like that. And we were thinking like a soft gray or something like that paint. And we started thinking about painting in the mobile home. We were thinking like, man, why don't we just replace the siding as well, and then we could paint it and trim it out and all those type of things, and just kind of make it look more finished. But let's talk about the quotes and what happened as far as the quotes, and like why we kind of are readjusting.
Yeah, so we had the initial guy come out for the quote,
which y'all saw because he was a subscriber. His parents are a subscriber. He's not the actual owner, because he wanted to really do the job, and we were thankful that, you know, he was on the crew and on the team. We got a chance to meet him. But when we started getting to like some of the people that were, you know.
Yeah, so that was a good experience. But then we were waiting on the carpenter to come out, and he basically just didn't show up.
So pretty much we were talking to the people in sales. And then the people in sales were getting together quotes and material and all that type of stuff. And they wanted the carpenter to come out. And so start there at that point.
Yeah, so they wanted the carpenter to come out and do some measurements so that they would be able to give us, I guess, an accurate quote of how much the materials would be and everything. And the guy, for whatever reason, just didn't show up that day. And so
that's a bad start.
Yeah.
The job hadn't even started and folks ain't showing up. And then we were waiting on the quote and all the estimates and all those type of things. And literally I had to reach out to them like 2 or 3 times. And it's like, we didn't get a quote until I said, hey, I think we're going to go another direction with this job. And I'm talking about in the next 5 minutes, I had a quote in my email. And those type of situations like just show me like what we're going to be dealing with if we contract this job out. Like I say, and it's not just that company. Like I say, we dealt with some problems as well with the porch builders that we were thinking about going with. Like I said, pretty much the same thing, just not being poignant, like not being precise, you know. And when we're paying large amounts of money, you want there to be this precision to the process, you know. And because that's what I'm gonna bring to the table. Like I say, if I'm in control of it, I'm gonna try to be precise, I'm gonna try to be detailed and all those things. And
that's just part of the process when someone else is doing a job, you know. Even if they're doing a good job, you're then on their schedule.
That's right.
You know, even if the communication is good, you're still on their schedule. And so, you know, Tim then has to be kind of like almost like a general contractor, like overseeing it and like making sure everything is done the way he wants it done. Reaching out and then reaching out again. And by the time he expends all that energy, well, we think, and then the money on top of that, we think, okay, maybe this process would go more smoothly if we could do it on our timetable, our schedule, our materials, and then that lessens the people that we have to like communicate with over and over and over and making sure that the job gets done. So not only does that kind of like X out that factor of being on someone else's schedule, working around the other jobs that they might have, but then that means that we could put, like you were saying, a level of detail to it and customize it for what we want and what we need. And then we're not like in a rush, nor are we behind on things that we need to do because we're just waiting on somebody else.
And that's the thing, is like if I'm paying somebody else to do the job and then I'm still functioning like a general contractor, it's like, what am I paying them for? Like if I have to like figure out the details, if I have to like go chase them around, if I have to micromanage, it's like that's not what I'm paying somebody else to do. Like I'm not paying somebody else because what if I was going to do those things, I would just need laborers, you know, because when we bring these companies in and these crews in, we're bringing them in to be the general contractors. We're bringing them in to like pull the permits. We're bringing them in to oversee the crews and to take that off of us. But what we see is that we still are going to be the general contractors. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they're not subcontractors. We're paying them like general contractors. And, you know, it's just, we just began to realize, it's like, man, like, this reminds us, you know, because for the last 2 years, we've been doing everything ourselves. Like everything on this mobile home, like we did ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
We care a lot about the process, and Tim has said it before, he's addicted to the process.
Oh, yeah.
He wants everything to be done and be done well. Exactly. And it's not just a reflection of like a porch bill, you know, but this is I.A.G, so it's a reflection of God and like how we want it to be and to represent him. And even if workers come here, we want them to feel his presence and experience I.A.G. So like that's super important to us, like how it's done and the way it's done. So yeah, that's it pretty much. You know, it's all about God, so we want the process to reflect him.
That's right. And so we made a decision as far as just like we did with the porch, because most of you all like thought most of you all already knew that we were going to decide to build it ourselves, even though we were getting quotes and things like that and estimates. This sun is just blinding me. I hope,
blinding me too.
I hope I don't look too crazy.
Squinting, y'all.
Yeah, we're looking right into the sun.
It's like it's overhead almost.
Exactly.
Now.
Yeah. But so we've been getting these quotes, and like I say, yeah, some of you all already were emailing us and telling us like y'all should do it yourselves and all that. And probably already knowing that I was gonna be too grumpy to let somebody else do it.
Yeah.
But it's like we want it, like, because I just can't do everything. And so we wanted to like contract these things out. We just couldn't find people to do the work. We can't find nobody to take our money. I just don't like, why can't I find somebody to take my money? For real. But if that's the case, it's like, hey, I keep it and I just do it myself. But so we've decided to do the siding ourselves.
Yeah.
And now we get to the point to where talking about the specifics about the siding, because there are different options. We can like pull the metal off and then replace it with hardy board siding, cement siding, and all those type of things. We can pull the metal off, we can sheathe it, and then if we sheathe it, we can do whatever type of siding we want. We could do some I forgot what that plastic stuff is called, like they put on mobile homes. We could do something like that, but you're not able to paint that. And so we didn't want to do anything like that. So we decided to just leave the metal siding on, because Emma is well insulated. She's not sheathed, and I want it to be sheathed. But, you know, like I say, with everything that's went down, I think that painting it would be the best option for us. And we're just going to get some good metal, like primer and paint and all that type of stuff. Pressure wash it. I'll probably buy a pressure washer and pressure wash it real good. Take the gutters down, and like I say, get everything painted. And we're gonna also, let me just turn around so y'all can see. So yeah, we're gonna pressure wash everything, get everything cleaned up nice. Like I say, any spots where there's silicone, we're gonna have to cut that, because that paint is not gonna want to stick to that silicone. And then what we're gonna do is pressure wash it, clean it up real good, prime everything. And then on these corners, we're gonna put trim around the windows. We're gonna put trim around the windows, and we're gonna also do shutters of some kind. I'm thinking about like some type of like wood, stained wood that can kind of match the porch,
nice.
Or something like that. Because we're gonna eventually, after we build our porch, we're gonna let it dry out and then stain the porch. And so probably put some wood shutters up here, kind of to match the porch. Then we're gonna take this little mobile home trim off from around the windows and put real trim going all the way around the windows. We'll probably have to cut some metal and customize and stuff like that. Like I say, it's watertight. The trim would just be just for the look. And like I said, we'll probably do some wood shutters or something like that. And paint everything. We probably won't paint the skirting, because like I said, we're gonna replace this skirting. After we build our porch, we're gonna skirt around the whole mobile home and around the porch as well. And like I said, it's a bunch of different types of skirting. Like I said, they got stone, cinder block, got brick, all type of things like that. And we think that it's gonna really, you know, add a nice look to the structure, to have everything tied in together. And we're gonna do the same thing with the roof as well. Once we get the porch built, we're gonna do an overlapping roof on top of Emma. And then that same roof is going to be on top of the porch as well. So it won't be two different types of roofs on the mobile home and on the porch. But yeah, so trim around all the windows, everywhere around here. And paint it all. Replacing the skirting once we get done with the porch and everything. And yeah, so that's pretty much the plan. Instead of replacing the siding, since it's still in good shape and everything, we're just going to paint it. And we think that would be the best option for us, and it would get us to our porch build a little bit quicker. And we're still going to, the first thing that y'all are going to see us do is put siding on the barn. And then we're going to paint the barn. And then after we get done with the barn will be complete at that point. Then we're going to y'all start seeing videos on us beginning to work in this area. And there's a lot of prep that we need to do. Like I said, I got to take down gutters. I got to take trim off and put trim on around where we wanted it. And we think that it's going to really like make the front of Emma look good. Like I say, welcoming, you know, because it's really not for other people. It's for us. Like we want it to look good so we can feel at peace. Want it to pop, you know. And but it looks good now. You know, we've been satisfied up until this point. Like I say, everything is you know, a process. And so like I say, y'all will see videos coming of me taking down gutters and pressure washing and putting up trim. And like I say, at that point, we're gonna get some rollers. And we're gonna do a family farm painting day.
That's it.
You're gonna have everybody out here. For real. Anybody that can work a roller, come on.
That's right.
For real. But yeah, so like I said, it'll be trim on all the edges. And we're just gonna dress it all up and make it look nice. Like I say, just give it a fresh, you know, just give it a facelift, I guess we can call it. Instead of just kind of taking all the siding off and you're starting from scratch, like I say.
That's it, y'all. So we are going to paint Emma, and of course before that we'll get the siding and everything on our barn. And then after we paint Emma, we'll be able to start our porch build.
Right.
So you know, sounds pretty simple, but we know there are a lot of many steps along that process. So that's it. That's
so
pretty much what we've decided.
Pretty much a light gray is gonna be the color, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's it. That's correct.
Some type of light gray, and then white trim around the windows, white trim on the edges, as I told you, on the edges, and
wood shutters.
Wood shutters, yep. And then we're gonna try to stain those wood shutters the same stain that we're thinking about doing for our porch. And yeah, it's just it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fun. And I can't wait to get these processes started. Now, you may be wondering what was the actual quote that they gave us once they finally sent this this quote through email. I think it was like maybe $16,000. I think that was like the low end without tax and everything. And so I'm like, if I'm gonna spend $16,000 and I gotta run around and beg you to like return my phone calls and send me estimates, it's like, nah, we ain't rocking like that. So yeah, that was a big part of us deciding to do this project and this job ourselves. So I tried to contract things out for those of you all who tell me I'm working too hard and I need to hire people. I'm trying to hire people. You know what I'm saying? You just can't find folks to work. You know, you can't find folks to be efficient, because a lot of times people, they just do whatever because they don't have any competition, you know. And then a normal homeowner can't do all the things themselves, or neither do they have the time. And so we're blessed to be able to live this lifestyle and to be able to, you know, share these videos with you all. So we have the time and we just share the videos with you all. And so yeah, so it's like I said, normal homeowners aren't able to just do it themselves. So, you know, you're pretty much stuck with the dealing with contractors
and picking the best one, you know, out of whatever options that you have.
Exactly right. So, you know, I'm just not willing to deal with it. I just do it all myself. Like I said, it don't even matter how long it take me, you know, because I'm gonna have fun and enjoy it while we're doing it. But house is gonna be painted.
That's it.
Siding is gonna remain. We're building the porch. We're finishing out the barn. And that's what y'all are going to be seeing in this season of our life. In this, you know, those projects alone right there are probably going to fill up our schedule for the rest of this year. And also finishing off Grandma's house. Like I said, we actually just today got the cabinets delivered. So if you still staying tuned over there on the Resurrection Ranch, we just got cabinets delivered today down at Grandma's place down there on the Resurrection Ranch. And I'm going down tomorrow, most likely sometime this week, and ripping out the old cabinets so they can come in and install the new cabinets. And so we still have a few projects to do down there before we get done. Cabinets, floors, and pretty much it'll be done down there. Like I said, and then we'll probably build a porch on Grandma's house down there once we get done with all our stuff. But that'll be sometime next year, for real. But anyway, y'all, we just want to pick y'all up and just share with y'all our plan. Like I said, we're not going with the contractors to do the work. We're going to do it ourselves, I.A.G style. You know, we got Jesus, you know, as the one that's helping us. You know, we have a master carpenter, the best carpenter in the world.
Most definitely.
It's on our team. So he going to show up, you know. The carpenters that we try to hire and give $16,000 to, they might not show up. But Jesus, he show up for free.
Show up.
Yeah, don't charge nothing.
Show up and show out.
Exactly. All right, y'all. We just wanted to give y'all an update on that, and y'all look forward to these projects starting pretty soon. Like I said, y'all probably see me starting on the barn, finishing that siding, and that shouldn't take nothing but a couple days. And after that, I'll probably buy a pressure washer and pressure wash Emma, get the gutters down, start prepping, putting up trim, and then we'll start painting. And once the painting is done, the epic porch build is going to begin. And that's going to be amazing. We have our auger. We've been ordering things. We still need to get all of our permits and everything. So we're working on all that stuff. So things like before the actual work starts on camera, we have to do the stuff behind the scenes to get ready for that work. And then once it starts, it's like full steam ahead. But with that being said, we'll just see y'all on the next one. It's I.A.G Farms.
It's all about God.
See y'all on the next one.